Super Heavyweight Open Challenge match. Introducing first the man who made the challenge.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron X. Welcome back to RIZEN Pro Wrestling. It is time for an open challenge. The collective season is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is Cameron Merchant. If you don't believe me, just ask him. He'll be happy to tell you who he is and how great he is. He's also got a mouth the size of the entire Southwest.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Stone. Right here is my tag team partner, my brother-in-arms, the leader of the collective. He puts the Riz into RIZEN. He's the white boy of the month, Cameron Merchant!
Well, don't adjust your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the Albanian Mafia. It is indeed the collective Southwest deadly composition of professional wrestlers. Jacob Hunter with a microphone. And, of course, the leader of the collective, that man right there, Cameron Merchant. It's open challenge time. Who's going to answer the challenge?
Right, I've got something very important to say. I will be as soon as I'm done beating up. I'm sorry enough to come and fight me. I issue an open challenge. Those of you too stupid enough to listen to me speak, I will make it short and quick. I issue an open challenge to anyone in the back that's big enough and tough enough to fight me, because quite simply I came here to win. You shut up. So as I was saying, I know there is a vicious man here tonight. Ben Vicious, get your ass out here right now! I wanna fight!
Well, looks like the open challenge is no longer an open challenge. It's just simply a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the stunning return of Ben Vicious earlier tonight, rescuing his brother-in-arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, making his return home here to RIZEN Pro Wrestling. Cameron Merchant was the biggest. Cameron Merchant was the baddest. But we got the most vicious.
Ben Vicious, an absolute mountain of our. Look at the size of that meaty horse, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Vicious has arrived back here, one of the true RIZEN originals, one of the founding fathers of our wonderland that is professional wrestling here in Hamworthy. Ben Vicious is about to take up the challenge and face Cameron Merchant. You want to talk about two meaty men slapping meat? You're about to get your protein factory full of it. The butcher shop is open, and oh boy, have we got some whopping steaks on display for you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Jacob Hunter accompanying Cameron Merchant to ringside. No doubt will be the X Factor on this matchup, and of course, referee Big Al is going to have to keep his eye on Jacob Hunter. Not just a pretty face, or at least he had believed. So, singles action about to be on tap here at RIZEN, ladies and gentlemen. Cameron Merchant against Ben Vicious. I hope they've reinforced the ring. This is going to be a whopper. No prizes for guessing who the fan favourite is here in Hamworthy, ladies and gentlemen. And Ben Vicious, by the way, not just a pretty face, a man who has gone toe-to-toe with the technical legend. Pinkies to the sky indeed. And there he drinks his tea. Well, there's about to be a red-hot urn full of tea on tap, ladies and gentlemen, because one of these boys is about to clart the other, no doubt. And here we go, and it looks like Ben Vicious is going to revel in his return for the meantime. Cameron Merchant not exactly winning the popularity poll, but ultimately wrestling is not about popularity. Wrestling is about who hits the hardest, who has the most ability. We're about to find out. By the way, Cameron Merchant, a sizable man in his own right. If you ever stood next to Cameron Merchant, that is one big slab of meat. But Ben Vicious, I believe, has a size and power advantage here. I personally know what it's like to run into the brickboard. It is Ben Vicious, and boy does he hit like a freight train, ladies and gentlemen. My ribs have never been the same. I wonder whether Cameron Merchant is about to suffer the same fate. We're about to find out. But ring rust, obviously, might come into play here. Ben Vicious not been wrestling nearly as much as Cameron Merchant has, at least in the last few months. And will that pay some sort of dividend in Cameron Merchant's favour? We're about to find out. There's a lot of posturing here, but here goes the collar and elbow tie-up between Cameron Merchant and Ben Vicious, and Cameron Merchant just lighting off that right hand, but it doesn't seem to have had much effect. And good God, an open palm strike right to the chin, and now both of these men posturing the true super heavyweights of our division. Well, at least they certainly like to think so. They're definitely in that. But there's something extremely super heavyweight about that collision. I do believe that Cameron Merchant might have some difficulty lactating going forward. Some might argue that's a good thing. Vicious knife-edge chop. Vicious by name, vicious by nature. And if you enjoy heavyweight wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, particularly super heavyweight wrestling, I cannot control myself in advertising. Oh, look out. Double overhand chop. Ow, indeed. Ow. How do you think he feels? Vicious is lighting up Cameron Merchant in the early goings of this matchup. And as I was about to say, our main event this evening for the RIZEN Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship involves probably the two most recognisable super heavyweights in the game, Hawaiian Damien and Big Money Bobby Vegas. That's still to come, but right now it's an open challenge here at RIZEN Pro Wrestling. And Magic Martin Rowe making sure that Ben Vicious is fanned down. There seems to be an awful lot of posturing. And Ben Vicious seems to have found himself a fan. One of many, I'd assume. There you go. I kicked in the midsection by Cameron Merchant. I wondered how long it would take for a shortcut to be made. Irish whip reversal shoulder tackle attempt. And like I said, Ben Vicious barely moved an inch. And I think Cameron Merchant, very smart, albeit an extremely bent variation of the rules, and now building up a header, steep flying shoulder tackle, and Ben Vicious still not moving whatsoever. Even poking the eye didn't really reap any rewards for Cameron Merchant. Wants to pay more attention to Ben Vicious than one Jacob Hunter on the outside. Irish with the reversal, clothesline, and finally Ben Vicious off of his feet, and it took every single bit of Cameron Merchant's sizable mass to knock the big man down. And now Ben Vicious has been dumped to the outside. Meanwhile, referee Big Al being distracted, and Ben Vicious wrapped up in the ropes. Jacob Hunter taking full advantage of it, and Ben Vicious in a rather precarious position. And Merchant still waiting for the damage to be done. And Ben Vicious very smartly, as a ring veteran of sorts, 10 years in the game, rolls to the outside. Well, Pinky season for the collective, ladies and gentlemen. And now Jacob Hunter taking liberties right in front of the referee and getting exactly what he deserves, frankly, and now being forced to have one of his 5 a day. Ben Vicious caught flush trying to get back into the ring. Cameron Merchant was ready, willing and waiting. And a kick to the head garners a 2 count. There's nothing fancy about the offense here. If you're expecting a high-flying affair, well, you're in the wrong place, I can tell you that much. These are the tank division, let's be real, of RIZEN Pro Wrestling. Big, meaty men. A lot of time being taken between these two men. Understandably so. And now Cameron Merchant comes flying into the corner. Brings Ben Vicious crashing down with a huge lariato. And there's the pinning combination and a 2 count only. And I have to say, a slightly lax cover there. A little bit lazy from Cameron Merchant. Probably thought that the lariat was good enough to get the job done. And maybe a deeper pinfall hook in the leg might have got the job done. Cameron Merchant desperately advertising the collective, but not exactly finding many takers here in Hamworthy. Irish whip into the corner. Now Ben Vicious with the elbow up, catches Cameron Merchant flush. Merchant looking for a second bite of cherry, gets a boot in the face instead. And now Ben Vicious with relative ease up to the second rope, looking for a big old crossbody, and unfortunately gets caught flush with a spine on the pine. And oh my God, and the 2.9, yeah, it was close, says referee Big Albert. Ben Vicious just about able to get his shoulder up, and the X Factor, Jacob Hunter, just lurking on the outside as he loves to do so often. And the jawbreaker from Ben Vicious to Cameron Merchant will certainly keep you honest. Now flapjack hangs up Ben Vicious on the ropes, and a super kick, great athleticism from the big man. Didn't get all of it, to be honest, didn't get all the connection he wanted. Caught the shoulder more so than the face, but enough to almost garner a 3 count still. Now Jacob Hunter looking to rally the good folks at Hamworthy. I don't think that's going to happen, particularly with their bad attitude coming into this matchup. But Cameron Merchant right now in full control of Ben Vicious. He's really struggling to find his equilibrium, and now Cameron Merchant is going to ascend to the top rope. Merchant now up to the top, looking to drop a huge elbow, but Ben Vicious is wise to it. Took way too long, let's be real, and got caught flush. And now the black hole slam right in the middle of the ring, and Ben Vicious picks up a win on his return.
Here's your winner, Ben Vicious!
Well, look out, well, Jacob Hunter wants to slice it. He's going to get a black hole slam. Just his desserts, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Vicious making an example and certainly making a claim, making a stake here in the heavyweight division, putting down 2 extremely effective prospects in Cameron Merchant and Jacob Hunter. It's another one in the dub column for Ben Vicious as he rolls on.